All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I have a very special edition of our Bitcoin and Bitcoin miner update. This is going to focus more on the Bitcoin miners. So happy New Year to everybody. I am going to rank my top 4 Bitcoin miners. I'm also then going to say my top 8, and I'm going to break all 18 of those that I follow into 4 different groups. So if you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody can smash the like button, it helps the channel out a lot. And lastly, if you want to be a member of the channel, you can hit the join button on the YouTube page. Members get some members only content. In addition to that, we do a once a week members only live stream every Tuesday after the market closes. And lastly, on that live stream, members get to pick a company for me to do a deep dive on. So we have a lot of fun over there. You're welcome to join us. Otherwise, let's talk about Bitcoin. Happy New Year to everybody. This is the first day of 2023. So I wanted to go into the year and just organize my thoughts on where I'm at with all these Bitcoin miners. So what I hope to do is put the Bitcoin miners into 4 groups, and you're going to see what those are by the time this video is over. And then I think we could track those 4 groups against each other and see how we did this year and see how my lists stacked up against the reality of what is going to be the year 2023. Okay, so my top 4 Bitcoin miners, January 1st, 2023. So I have picked these because I think they mesh well together and they provide me a diversification even inside the Bitcoin mining industry. So obviously these are all Bitcoin miners, so to some extent that's not diversification, but these 4 companies have all taken a different approach to mining Bitcoin. You guys can feel free to drop down in the comments below what your top 4 is. And obviously on January 1st, we don't know who's right and who's wrong. We got all year to figure that out. So I put all these on a spectrum. I call it the high risk spectrum. So what I'm saying there is I follow 18 Bitcoin mining stocks. I consider all 18 of these high risk investments. They are highly volatile investments, but inside of that framework, some of them are higher risk than others. So I've ranked them low, medium, and high, understanding that they're all high risk, high volatility stocks. So inside of that framework, in my opinion, Riot is a low risk company compared to its competitors. It's got a market cap of $567 million. Riot's market cap used to be 10 times what it is today, just in the year 2021. Riot's trading at 44% of its book value. Every single one on this list is trading at less than half of its book value. So that is very, very low. Most companies trade at some multiple of their book value. These companies are trading at less than their book value. So to me, if they survive, they represent a good potential upside. Okay, and then the last column, you'll see I have their stock price as of the last day of the year. So for Riot, that was $3.39. Cleanspark I had as a medium risk on the spectrum. Cleanspark does have a healthy balance sheet. However, they do have a little bit of debt and they have a lot less cash. They have used their Bitcoin throughout 2022 to take a high growth strategy. So to me, I think they found the sweet spot here because some companies took a very high growth, high risk strategy and they took on a lot of debt to do so. And those companies are likely to have to go through some type of massive overhaul, reorganization of their debt, Chapter 11, or maybe go out of business. So Cleanspark did have the highest growth as a percentage in their hash rate in the year 2022. Their operational reports were excellent all year long. So I like all of that. I like their approach. I like management. They have $146 million market cap. Again, that's 36% of their book value, and they were trading at $2.04. So actually, these are 2 of the 3 most expensive Bitcoin mining stocks, which sounds crazy at $3 and $2. Other than Marathon, everything else is in the $1 range or less than $1. So the vast majority of these companies have become penny stocks over the course of the last 12 months. Okay, number 3 is HUT. HUT I consider also low risk, very strong balance sheet. Their market cap is $167 million. That is very close to the value of the Bitcoin that they hold on their balance sheet. At this point, they hold over 9,000 Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Now, they have used stock dilution in addition to adding a second revenue stream in order to cash flow their business in 2022. So they're going to continue to do that in 2023. They've made it clear they are going to hodl their Bitcoin until such time as it's worth selling, which, is anybody's guess, but I think it's at numbers significantly higher than where we're at right now. I think they're looking to hold this all the way into the halving and see how things go. So that's my expectation from HUT, but that's my opinion. That's not their opinion. And again, none of this is financial advice. So you guys all know you'll have your own list. This is my list. So HUT's trading at 46% of its book value, and it's under $1 at 85 cents. So it's very hard to imagine HUT at under $1. So lastly, rounding out my top 4 is Bitfarms. So for those of you who watch the channel, you'll know this is one of my favorite Bitcoin mining companies. I have them as medium plus on the risk spectrum. They did borrow $100 $100 million on a line of credit that was some short-term borrowing that did not go well for them at all. With a lot of that money, they bought some Bitcoin high. They were forced later to sell it low. That has weakened their balance sheet. They still, in my opinion, have a nice balance sheet, and they've gotten rid of the vast majority of that $100 million line of credit. They've been among the best operationally all year long. 3 months in a row, they did come in second place in the number of Bitcoin mined out of all the Bitcoin miners, second to only Core Scientific. So I like Bitfarms. They're now under $100 million market cap. They're a $95 million market cap. Their book value is $263 million. They're trading at 36% of their book value, and their stock is now down to 44 cents. So this is absolutely unthinkable to me. I will admit, when it was down in the $2 range, I thought that was the bargain of all time. So it just goes to show, the downward pressure can continue, and trying to predict things in the short term is very difficult. I am a long-term trader, as most of you who follow the channel probably know, so my time frame is a little bit longer. So I've been continuing to average into these stocks. Again, not financial advice. That's just what I'm doing, but I've pared down to these 4 stocks as my main positions. I think it gives me a good diversity of Bitcoin mining strategies, and I like all 4 of these companies a lot. I want to take a look at the list of all of the companies by market cap, and you're going to see the 4 companies that I just picked are highlighted in green. So this is as of December 31st, 2022, or January 1st, 2023, however you want to look at it, because it's the weekend. This is the market cap of all of these Bitcoin mining companies. So you're going to see the 4 that I have in my top 4 are Riot. That is the largest market cap. HUT, which is the 3rd largest, but a considerable drop off from the top 2. So that's at $167 million. CleanSpark is now $146 million. They're the 4th largest market cap. Bitfarms is now down to $96 million. They are now the 8th largest market cap. So you'll see. So that's my top 4 list. I want to get to the next 4. Okay, so I'm calling these honorable mentions the next 4. So to me, this is 5 through 8. These are 4 companies that I expect them to have a good year in 2023. But they, to me, represent a little bit less upside on the risk-reward analysis than the 4 that I am holding. So you're going to see number 5 is Marathon. A lot of people, Marathon is their number 1 stock. So drop in the comments below if you think Marathon's your number 1 stock. A lot of people, Marathon is their absolute least favorite stock. So you can let us know that as well. But Marathon is now trading under $400 million. They're at a $399.6 million market cap. Their book value is $625 million. So they're actually trading at 64% of their book value. They're trading at $3.42. From a stock price standpoint, that is the most expensive Bitcoin mining stock. It is not the largest market cap Bitcoin mining stock. Riot is larger, but they're trading a few pennies less per share based on the number of shares that they have outstanding. So I do think Marathon has monumental potential and upside, but I remain a skeptic. So they're in my honorable mentions list. Iris Energy, I have them as a low risk company on the spectrum. Iris Energy was able to get rid of 100% of their debt in the 4th quarter of 2022. So this was a game changer for them. Now, they had to radically scale back their exahash, but they do have a plan to ramp back up. So we're going to have to see how that plan goes. So I do think this is a much lower risk company. Their balance sheet now is clean of debt. They owe no debt at all. They have a very healthy balance sheet, and I think they have a growth strategy, but I'd like to see them implement that and see how that goes in the year 2022. So their book value I put as NA because the September 30th financial statements are really irrelevant now. They've handed in most of their Bitcoin mining machines. They've eliminated all of their debt. So they're in a little different position. So Cypher has yet to really give us an operational report. They are just now only maybe in November getting to the point where they were starting to mine some Bitcoin. So I do expect in 2023, they should be giving us operational reports all 12 months in the year 2023. If they don't, they will fall down my list because there's no reason for them not to. All the other Bitcoin miners that we track that are at their level are giving us monthly operational reports. And without those reports, I feel more left in the dark as an investor than on the companies that are keeping us up to date monthly. But Cypher also has a very strong balance sheet, almost no debt at all. So I do think they're low risk versus their peers. They're at $138 million market cap. So that's actually one of the larger market caps, despite the fact that they've yet to give us an operational update and tell us about any of the Bitcoin that they've mined in the history of their company. So they're only just getting going right now. They're trading at 36% of their book value. So obviously that represents a discount. The last one on the list, number 8. So I have them as medium risk. They were low risk for me most of the year last year. In November, they did not report their HODL position. So I don't know how many Bitcoin they have on their balance sheet right now. they were maintaining a decent hodl position, somewhere around 3,000 to 4,000 Bitcoin. They did say they sold some of that Bitcoin, so right now I'm left in the dark as an investor. I don't have any idea how many Bitcoin they have on their balance sheet. I don't really know how to judge their current status of their liquidity. So that has bumped them from what was a low risk position for most of the year to, in my opinion, a high risk, again, versus their peers. So they have $119 million market cap. They have book value of $228 million. You'll see that's 52% of their book value. So my top four represent a little bit better of a discount price versus book. And I just think those top four have done a better job operationally so far. So my second four, I think, all have a lot of potential, but they have something to prove in 2023. Okay, I want to go to the same chart by market cap. So in yellow are my next four. Out of my top 8 companies, they are 8 of the top 9 highest market cap companies. So, you know, I didn't exactly go out on a limb on this list. So a lot of you may have these in different orders, but I suspect there are some similarities between all of our lists. The one company that I do not have in my top 8, the 7th highest market cap, is Wolf. I actually have them in my bottom 6. So to me, that is the biggest discrepancy between market cap and where I have these companies ranked. This is the one that feels out of place to me. Okay, so this is the very same chart, but now you're going to see some items in red. So I did a video about a week ago, my 6 companies that I was the most concerned about from a liquidity standpoint. So you're going to see those on red in this list. So we now have 4 things. The green are my top 4 lists. I think they're going to have the best 2023. The yellow are my second 4. So I think those have great potential, and we'll see how they compete with my top 4. Then my third list, you'll see there's a bunch that are in blue. So I'm still neutral on those. I have not put them in my top 8, but I have not put them on my list of stocks that I'm deeply concerned about from a liquidity standpoint. So, and then obviously the fourth group is in red. That is the list of companies I'm the most concerned about. So that is the list I would expect to perform the most poorly in the year 2023. Absolutely anything can happen, as you guys have seen. So I'm going to track these 4 groups against each other and see how they do throughout the year. It will be very interesting to see how we are at the middle of the year and the end of the year versus the beginning of the year. Also, I am looking at all of this on a longer term time frame. So I'm looking at a 2, 3, 4, 5 year investment window. So that's my preview for the year 2023 for the Bitcoin miners. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, have a happy and safe new year. So thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video and all the rest of the videos for the year 2023.